There it is, the magic was. I think I took us back to the same spot as last time, which was Isis is walking underneath the trees and she takes a look and she sees the Iliad, and I think that's having their lunch, and I think that's where Mustafa left us the last time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Look at the hieratic for that line though.
Okay. So starting from here or from here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, from when in S.
Okay. Let's see. Anything that stands out?
That new. Have we seen that new before?
That new. Hang on. Which new?
It sort of looks like a right after when in. Oh, we're beyond that. We're at the end of the line. When in S new.
Oh, that one. No, you're right. We haven't. We have not. When in new. Yeah, isn't that something? That doesn't look anything like.
Yeah.
Like what I would have expected.
Mm-mm.
That is interesting.
This looks like one of the numbers.
Yeah, like the number 5, or it looks like
like
when you have the cow, basically. That also looks kind of similar.
It's like the 5, but there's an extra stroke on the side.
It is. You're right. There's like a little thingy in front. Here you go. So this is sort of what I would have expected, right? Just like a hook or a Japanese hay mirrored, something like that. But it gets an extra stroke. Interesting. So that's it. I mean, for some reason it gets an extra stroke. Yeah, exactly. That's ours. Not exactly the same. I think it says what?
No, ours.
Amherst. Papyrus Amherst.
Yeah, it's got 2 strokes instead of 1, but
interesting.
Seems like kind of the closest shape.
I mean, you would think, is it like disambiguation? Are they trying to separate it from something else? But then I wouldn't quite know what. What else looks this way? There is this Hieratic sign. That hole with a little horizontal on it. Maybe it's that. I don't know.
There's the 5.
There's the 5. Good point. Oh, yeah, that could be. That could be. Okay, but in any case, so then it's not atypical. Good call out though. And that gives you a completely different way of how to do things, because then you can stack the new underneath it nicely. Our little I here at the end has, well, obviously extensions.
Yes. Those are the eyelashes, I guess.
Yeah. What else? Essay or EU set P, that's comparatively normal. And again, same I again. Why? Because this is PT, right? Yeah, this must be a misspelling we concluded last time, I think. That this should be Peter, and it's somehow spelled a bit off. Unless, I mean, who knows how that was pronounced at that point in time? You would think it would be Pete. But what if it's Pete? If it's like, if it really has more like a glottal stop in the middle? That could kind of explain why he would have spelled it P. But that's an out there theory. I mean, both the R.
He writes it again on line 4. Does he spell it the same way?
It does. Okay, let's take a look at that. Same thing, isn't it?
Yep.
I see no T here. Unless I'm totally misunderstanding what he's doing there. What is he doing there?
Yeah, the T and the R also, isn't it? So the long thingy, is that a TR combination?
This one here, yeah, I think so. This thing at the
After
back.
right after the P, right? Should be right after the P, right? So F and then P, and then the transcription is TR, and then you have the reed leaf I, and then this hooky thing.
I see what you're saying.
So this long,
yeah.
this width, is that some kind of like a ligatured alternative thing of TR?
That's a great point. Let's find right out. I'm going to go to the PDF copy just because it's faster than online, I think. Muller 2 towards the end. It's a ligature section. Here you go. So TR is what we're looking for. TR, 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 QR, KR, TY, TF. Here you go, TR. Not really, huh?
Well, there's something on
This
what is
one?
that? P Abbott. There's just this long, yeah, there's just a, like a weird wiggly line.
Yeah.
Then
Oh,
there's-
oh, D.
oh, wait, there, yeah.
Sorry,
There,
I'm
there,
missing.
wiggly line. And that's D, yeah.
Oh, that's D.
Let me
Yeah.
bring that up.
And DT, it's DT really, but maybe it just did something similar and said like, well, you figured out what you mean, what I mean?
I mean, I don't want to say categorically no, it could be. But doesn't this, let's go back to the line where it looks like,
Yeah.
doesn't this look too straight for this?
But it looks rather straight and it has a bit of a foot on the right side, doesn't it?
Like a little serif at the end, right?
Yeah. It's really straight and it just has a bit of a, yeah.
Let's
It looks like a
do-
B really. To me, it kind of looks like a B.
It does look like a B. Let's take a look at what's in Lesko. Just how that thing can be spelled in general. Lesko. There it is. Wait, P is before R. Obviously. Sorry, 1,000 years later. Here we go. There it is. PTRI, 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 P squiggly line, I, which is probably ours. P squiggly, 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 squiggly. None of that
So
really.
that's a squiggly. That might just be a squiggly.
It might be. I wonder how that thing's pronounced, really. Sorry, I lost it. I wonder how that's pronounced. I don't think it makes it into Coptic. That verb. I don't think so. If it did, it would be in the bicycle. Nah, come on. Wish I had a better scan of that, but that's the only one that's available, and the book is out of print. So good luck with that. PTR. Here we go. 163. All right. $163. Does anybody see it? I don't. Ah, up here. Pour. Rêver, voir un songe. To dream, to see in your dreams or in your sleep. Pour. Pore. That's interesting. So the T is gone, but the R is still there. Which was sort of the opposite of what I was expecting. I was thinking the R would go away first, more than anything. Huh. But definitely the T is gone in Coptic, if this is correct. Demotic peri, to dream. Bebe. Huh. That's fascinating. So going back to our text, maybe the T is gone because it isn't there anymore. I don't know, just a wild guess.
But the R isn't really there either, is there?
Well, we've got,
I mean, what's that
we've
weird
got a line with a foot
B
on it. Like
sign?
it could be almost anything. Yeah, it looks like a B.
Yeah.
It does look
What do you
like a
guys think about the horizontal stroke right here? It kind of looks like they're ligatured together, but I can't tell if that's just papyrus damage.
I thought I'd seen that before when you have the double reed leaf, that they sort of write it together. I mean, almost like, although,
You're mute, Ralph.
Oh, it's not the double reed leaf though, it's the T, right?
oh, I guess you're right. Because, I mean, here's a double reed leaf right next to it, and
Yeah.
they're not connected in any way.
Yeah.
So I think we can discard that theory. So let me turn Discord
But
off.
it's very similar, isn't it? Because the other one also has this stroke.
The one up here, right?
The so the leftmost one is this I don't know what it is called. Isn't it also in year, I think? No, the left hook. So it's pretty much like a reed leaf with a left hook, isn't it?
Mhm.
And it also has the little stroke to the right. So
Can you draw
You
it?
know.
Sorry, I'm slow today.
uh,
Always.
Yeah,
I forgot.
it does have the stroke there, but that one's a lot blurrier for me.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell if it's actually connected to the reed leaf. Or the second reed leaf.
Control.
I thought Terra was like this. I could be completely wrong, but I thought Terra was something like this, and then with a little thingy on there.
Yeah.
I
So
think it
essentially,
just, yeah,
very much
accidentally
like
sort
an
of
eye,
touching.
like the reed leaf is now.
Yes, very much
So
so.
what makes sense then? If two reed leaves you can draw together, then you can do this also together.
I thought I'd seen that before. Not with the Terra, but with the reed leaf. Although he doesn't do it here, but I thought I'd seen something like reed.
Look up one line. I'm not sure. Near the end of the line, the pi F Seth. Yeah, that one, it almost looks like they're drawn together.
Yeah, although they may be separate.
Maybe.
But they're a bit separate, I think, because they have a
Yeah.
variance in the thickness. So that
Yeah.
looks like they are like separate coming out.
Yeah.
Guys, it is interesting. I mean, this almost looks like a determinative stroke, right? I mean, if you look up here, for example, that's exactly how he does it. In which case it would be P and then just this. But why? I mean, the screen
have a bit of a foot,
right?
doesn't it? The determinative doesn't really have this foot. I mean, does it? Does it?
Look at the one up here. Hang on. This one.
Yeah, but it's more a serif. It's more like a little foot that goes together. And this one like kind of splits. Like it has down, and the other one goes away a little bit.
Well, like we
looks like that
normally
to me.
say, in the odd chance that anybody is going to watch this video, actually leave us your opinions in the comments.
There we go. Could the foot be part of the horizontal in the P?
Go again.
Like
I'm sorry.
it's odd.
Oh,
Could the foot be part of the horizontal in the P? Like it looks like that break between the two of them is just missing the pyrite.
good point.
So
Could be.
it's weird to start the P that far over, but
No, it looks darker in color.
Hmm.
It kind of looks darker in color to me.
And up here it isn't. Well, up here it's really just a P, and then it looks like two reed leaves.
yeah.
Can we park it? Let's see if the word appears one more time. If we're lucky.
Sure.
Because right now I really don't know. This is too unclear for me from those two what's going on here. Let's.
So did any of you understand Gardner's annotation? I think it says TIG over that or tick.
Oh,
That
I
says
didn't
sick.
look at it.
He's denoting that it's a spelling error. but
Oh, okay. So that is a sick. Okay.
yeah.
Right.
Just like the one above. Okay.
Oh, so he's commenting both as sick? That's interesting.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the first one. Oh, the second one.
Yeah, the front one says sick. The other one looks like it says
Looks like it said
TIQ
lig,
or
like
something?
ligature.
or ligature.
Do
Ah,
you think
lig.
lig, maybe?
Hang on. Now, I don't have it open.
Looks like there's a crossbar in the first letter, but
Yeah. It's so hard to read his writing sometimes.
I'll have to have it open electronically, and can you share that?
I don't,
I have it
I
printout.
don't have it on.
Oh, okay. I'd have to dig for it now. Maybe I can get there quickly enough.
yeah, I mean,
Nope, that's not it.
I have this, but you won't be able to see it very well.
Oh, you
Yeah,
have
hold
a
on.
paper copy. Okay.
I can hold my iPad screen up to the camera.
Hang
There you
on,
go. You can at least zoom that in. Can't do that
What
with my
page is it?
paper.
Do you know?
Yeah, let me find it.
It's plate 6A,
Yeah.
so near the end.
Plate 6A.
There you go. It's plates
Page 4.
3,
Page
4, 5. There you go.
No.
Yeah, right. Come on, guys. It's funny, they try to sell you a tool
That's-
that does the same thing.
That's
right?
page 7.
Oh.
Go back one.
Thank you. How about now?
There you go.
There you go. So that one, so at the end of line 2, it
Lig.
says sick.
Yep.
And there it looks like tick. Tig. I can't read that.
Ligature. Yeah, he means ligature.
It's got to be leg. Yeah.
Ligature or liquefied?
Okay.
one of the two. So I think it's ligature.
Liguified.
Liquefied, yes. Okay.
Well, I mean, our first guess was ligature too. So
Oh, look at that. There's another one down here. On we go.
oh,
I mean, now that we're so deep into the rabbit hole, might as well, right? So,
That one's equally weird.
oh, look at that. What on earth?
Yeah,
not-
what on earth is
that's a
that?
stroke.
And that's just a stroke.
I don't know
That
what
doesn't
Yeah, that looks
even
like
have
just a
the stroke
vertical.
thing.
Okay, let's put that under hieratic mysteries. But if that's a ligature,
Yeah.
this looks
Maybe
no
he's
different to-
transcribing it as PTR because that's what he thinks the word is, but that's not actually what they've written.
That's very much what I suspect, that there's more going on here and we're just glossing over it and going, oh, that must be TR because it's always TR. But I would say that's not what it is from the looks of it. Unless there's another place where this is spelled TR that way. Maybe. Interesting.
Yeah, or some other words where you would also have a TR and he does the same.
Exactly.
yeah.
I mean, okay, truth be told, this is a 2 over here, right? So this is a very elongated T, and this is a very simplified, the W basically. So if you apply the same logic here, this could be a very elongated T, theoretically. But to your point, is it anywhere else? Because if it isn't, then it's just a weird stroke. Okay, wow, that was quite a rabbit hole. And now I forgot where we were at. Stop. I think we were here, line 4. So por, apparently in Coptic. Por se die that she was there. Wait. Oh,
Not
that's where I missed
Pesajed.
it. Did we get that far? Okay, I'm sorry. I was already in the next line. My bad. So far we're just seeing the Pesajed eating. Is there anything else in here? Himse to sit. Her, Ak, the long goose. We talked about that one before. Small vertical Q. Mbach crossed out for whatever.
Scratched out and written again. Yeah.
Well, he
You're
wrote
actually-
it. He probably just wrote it twice, and then he noticed, oh, I wrote it twice. Oh, that's why. What? It's my guess.
We're
that makes
actually
sense.
missing something in our transcription. After aku, our transcription is missing the
The bread.
loaf determinative and the plural strokes.
You're right. Which is kind of weird. Shouldn't that be, maybe it's really the flat bread, basically? The flat bread, the pita bread.
Yeah,
It's
but-
Gardner has that one.
yep.
I think that would make sense. I mean, it does look exactly like the book roll, but I think it's actually
But without the tick.
yeah. But then they often leave off the tick when you write the book roll. I mean, you can write the
Yeah.
book roll like this with plural strokes, or you can write it like this.
Yeah.
Same thing.
But I suppose now we know it's not the book roll because we have the phonetic before.
Right.
So
So it
it's the
happens.
other rounding.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so let's accept that. And then he writes in Bach or Mach twice.
Mm.
Neb Ajir, that's all familiar. Impef, I forgot again how to say.
What was wrong with his first Mbach? Why did he scratch it out? Can we
Well, I
see
think
an error in it?
he might just he wasn't he wasn't thought, and he was just writing and just writing it twice.
I think so too.
Happens
Yeah.
to me sometimes, like I'm writing and then I forgot that I already wrote the word, and then
This time he
maybe
caught
just
it.
saw,
Usually
"Oh,
he just leaves
wait a
those
moment."
mistakes.
Yeah, and he just crossed it out. That's what I think, because it looks totally fine.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, why would you cross out the first one, huh? But okay,
There you go.
that's what
You,
it
you
is.
don't want to cross it out right before the universal Lord.
That would be it.
Maybe he
Good
liked the
point.
second outcome better.
Also possible. I mean, they look the same to me, to be honest, though, right? If you just compare.
Yeah, just a little bit like how the end the end of the one sign goes over into the or the the ejaculation really looks a little bit better maybe, or even the M just a little bit rounder. I don't know, just a
Possible.
guess.
Possible. In any case, you like this one better. So, Neb Jer, Empaf. How do you say tent again? I forgot. Sech,
Seth?
Sech, right? Sech. Okay, thanks. Okay, all right. Next sentence.
Actually, I had one question about the transcriptions. So Gardner uses, so there's like a D5, which is the I with the little sticky up bits, and there's D6 with the I with the extra emphasized brow. And Gardner uses D6 consistently, and we sort of have a mix. So does anybody have an opinion on, like the pointy up one looks more like the hieratic, but
Hmm.
we should probably pick one.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, the question is, do they really differentiate in hieratic, and do they mean like different things? I don't know.
That's kind of my question. I mean, Alan says they're variants, so there probably isn't a distinction.
Let's have a look.
Because I think in this, at least in this case, they both are indicators for seeing.
True. Let's
Yeah,
have a
and they
look.
have the marks to distinguish them from Eert, but
Should be in the beginning somewhere. Menschliche Körperteile. There we go. Parts of the human body. All
there
right.
we go.
Basic eye looks,
Okay,
yeah,
so-
to your point, it's the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
The
So two
remix
hieroglyphs,
is the extra
the
things.
yeah. So there's nothing underneath.
Yep.
But he
So-
has more transcriptions with just the overbrow instead of the two
Yeah.
lines. So maybe that's the more common one when he was writing.
or it's his interpretation, right? I mean, we're seeing all this through Murder's eye, and the guy who wrote all the glyphs for him, actually, if it wasn't himself. I don't know how Murder did it.
Well, it's really strange because he gives two, like the hieroglyphs, there's two examples. They're
Mhm.
both from Dynasty 8, but only one of them is interpreted as the second one, right? Like there's only this here. And I
Right.
don't see any difference between and the row above.
Oh,
Well, they have the line underneath.
The
Yep.
underneath line.
Line, right? Which is in the hieroglyph as well. I see.
Yeah. But does our text have that? I don't think it does.
No,
The line
there's no line.
underneath.
I
No.
don't-
So maybe just the one line brow is the better choice.
unibrow.
Personal choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we're the same as Gardner, which is maybe, I don't know, more respectful
Right. Agree.
in deference to the master.
Is that what he does? Let's
Yeah,
have a-
he uses the,
yeah,
that
he's
one.
pretty consistent. Let's use the same then.
Okay.
Are you making these corrections, Ralph, as we catch them?
I'm making notes to make the corrections. I didn't
Okay.
correct anything. I try to correct it when we come across them.
That's nice. That's cool. All right. Hey, we have a new sentence coming up.
Aha and Seth.
Very much so, yeah. And then?
Oh, there's another mistake. The n and the are. It says ahad n instead of ahan.
Ugh, you're right. Very true.
It just needs to flip flop.
Very true. Yeah, something went wrong here.
Oh yeah.
That's a pretty easy mistake to make, I think.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I didn't.
Mhm.
Aha. I just read it as aha and Seta. And then yeah, I'm lost. Somebody else take it. I never figured out what new was.
Nu is Coptic now to see. So
Oh,
Acha and Sutich or Sutish, however you want to do it, I would put a ch. Now if Peter, I'll just do it. Now if Peter is US die or D E-T wow T. So he looked and saw her as she was coming. As she was there. So he saw her there basically. E.T. coming, Wauti, like still far away, or in the distance. So in slightly more smooth English, Seth looked and saw her coming, saw her over there coming in the distance. Should I do one more?
Sure.
When it is Shanti, I guess. Is that Shanti? I think it's Shanti.
so.
Rekas Use her. No, there's no her. Use ire heperes moi sheri neferet neferet in house. Yeah, let's leave it there. Let me scroll up. So I was converted into Pseudo-Coptic. Apologize for that. It's not really how it would be Egyptological pronunciation, but basically he's saying she was, and then she was, what is Shanti again?
Oh, it's like conjure.
Conjure. Conjure her magical powers, Pekau said. She was Iret, she was upon making, she made her form, Cheperuse, moi in one or into one, Sheri Naferet, into a beautiful young woman, and Hause of her members, right? So into one that was beautiful of her members, in other words, a pretty girl. So that's basically
Herself, no? I found it as like herself.
Oh, that could be true. You're right. But
Gen? Oder, yeah.
I think it could be the only reason why I'd say it isn't is because beautiful of her limbs is a fixed expression. I think
Oh,
that's
okay.
fiction. It's like a way how to describe a beautiful lady or girl. So I think that's why it is that. But you're right. Could it be self?
So it's also limbs, beautiful of her limbs. Ah, okay, I see. Like,
So
yeah,
bodily beauty.
yeah. I was because I was thinking it's a little bit like redundant. No, she changed her form of herself. Yeah.
Right.
So of her
right.
limbs. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
When you have self, how is that normally spelled actually? Is it spelled the same way?
Which one?
The word for self, how do you spell that actually?
I think just like that. I think I found it just like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, could be, huh? I mean, could be one of those cases where, I mean, the body and no
Maybe
body is
also
still
just
body.
means actually limbs, but it can mean yourself, kind of
Mhm.
thing. I don't
I
know.
was just thinking, I mean, like in English,
Um,
nobody or anybody, it's still the word body,
yeah.
even though you don't think of anybody's body when you're saying it, but
Yeah.
nobody was there literally could be nobody was there in a police report, right? Like we were at the crime scene, but nobody was there. You could interpret that two different ways, but that's a problem of the interpreter, not of the language. Cool. Okay. Or should we go on to the next red one? Somebody wants to take the next one?
To the red? Yeah, I can do it to the red. So her forms, Iunenwenu Niked Niked S M Pa Ta Erjeref. So there did not exist its like or her like, probably her likeness in the land in its entirety, in all of the land.
Great.
So her like did not exist in all the land.
Indeed. So a beauty without peer, basically, in the whole land. Okay, cool. Pretty straightforward, right? I mean, the only thing maybe to point out, we have some statives here, or pseudo-participles, whatever you want to call them. So she was there, and she was coming, and she was in the distance, and in both cases you use the T to indicate that this is a pseudo-participle which is being used like an adverbial expression here. Kevin isn't on, but I think he would like that. What else? I found that Shun actually in the hieroglyphs, just came across that over the weekend over the week by chance. That is a hieroglyph derived from the hieratic. So basically the hieratic is first. It would normally be like Shun and N, and then it becomes this in hieroglyphs, an imitation of the hieratic. At least that's what, there's this guy, Eli, who, he has a nice book out, which is basically called, it's called Testi Literatura Neo-Egizia, so basically Neo-Egyptian texts. And he had that somewhere in the comments. So that's kind of. What else? Anything else grammatical that's interesting? Gekauset, used, so there must be a her here. She was changing her form, so it's an infinitive. Her form, Heperus, or Heperuse, I don't know how it's pronounced, I would say Heperus. Into what do you change it? You change it with M, into something. So M is the preposition for what you change it into. This is interesting for me because it has the A or the U in front of it, U nun one. So you can take that whole there is not and stick it after a U. That was interesting. Anything else? I think that's it, right? Hieratic, or should we go on?
Maybe with hieratic, at least I've got one question, and that would be like, how would you write the water channel bit in D or die?
Water channel, this one.
Yeah,
That's
this one. This always looks like a mystery to me.
So my theory on that, let's see if it holds water.
Huh.
Sorry, no, but the pun wasn't even intended, but so it's a bit tricky, huh? Because there's two ways how you could do it. Do you start with the big one over here, or do you start with the little vertical one? The way I normally do it is like this. But I think an argument could be made that you start in the center and do this. This feels somewhat more natural to me for some reason. Tap, 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 tap. I think, but not sure. Other ideas? I mean, the Chinese-Japanese rule says you start in the center and work your way out, right? So you would do this then. And I don't know how to prove it one way or the other.
Not necessarily. If you look at it like as a Guang kind of character, then you would do the top thing and then the above, the underneath. So because they're really long, it's not really like a Shui kind of character to me. If at all, it's more like a Guang kind of character. But yeah, and
No. Could be, yeah, you're right. I mean, not necessarily, right? Like if you write.
but it would look differently. So that would look Chinese, but it would look differently.
Yeah, you're true.
So
You're correct.
that's probably the left one, the middle bit, and then the right one.
That's sort of what I'm
Looks
thinking.
actually, yeah.
I feel like the top and the right one are sort of lighter than the middle and the left.
Yes.
It's hard to tell because the angle, but so I don't know if that means they're done first before and then they dipped the pen, or if they're done second. Are we near a pin?
3, 4, 1.
It's really hard to tell.
No, the pen. Yeah, the pin's quite dark just before that and just after. So seems like it was all done on one brush.
This looks similarly gray, right? The little walking legs and this over here. That makes you think that this one was done last.
Yeah.
But I really don't know. I'm more going by the assumption that generally you work from left to right, in which case you would start over here. But one thing I've noticed is the broad stroke always looks kind of similar to what comes after it. I mean, there is a possibility that you would start in the middle. It's a great question to which I don't have a good answer, unfortunately.
I think it's so fascinating that like the stroke order is so important in Chinese and Japanese, and we just can't make heads or tail of it in hieratic? Like it's like they didn't care.
Oh, I think they can.
To some degree,
Yeah.
definitely, I think. And I think as at least you have certain principles, and then you always have varieties. I mean, even in Chinese or Japanese, you have certain varieties on the basis of certain principles. So there are a few things that you would really never do, but then other things that you do vary once you get into calligraphy and so on. Once you get out of, like learning it as a student.
Yeah, like for example, this is a famous one. Like for example, some people write this like this, and some people write
Yeah.
like a scene, which of course it is, and then finish. Ah, that was too big, but you know what I'm trying to do. You finish it with
Yeah.
the vertical. I think in total there are 3 different stroke orders for this thing. And the funny thing is, one is adopted in Japan, one is adopted in mainland China, and the last one is the traditional one for Taiwan and Hong Kong. So go figure. All are legit. It depends on what kind of effect you want to achieve. Also, the little grass on top, like you can do it this way, which is the way I like it. Like tick, 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 tick. It combines everything very nicely. But I think, wait, how does this work? There is also this way. Is it like that? I try to remember how there's another way where you basically don't do the, I think you may start with horizontal first and then go like that. Or is it even like that? I forgot, but I know there's more than one variant for the grass head. Go figure. And sometimes it depends on whether you do like kaishu or xingshu. So it can be different depending on the style, whether it's running script or standard script.
Yeah, and I think we can't really compare or take kaishu as a good comparison, because this is definitely more xingshu, if not caoshu.
It is.
And maybe not necessarily caoshu, because it's more like a xingshu kind of thing.
Right. That's how she was demotic.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So yeah, no, this is going to be a mystery for us for a while, how to do that
Yeah.
way sign.
Yeah, but it helps already a little bit more to have an idea of what it is.
I mean, one thing I've noticed is that this one here in the middle is not always prominent. It could just be a little dot. And that's another thing that makes me think it goes this way. Because if it's just like little dottage on top, it's kind of hard to imagine that you would start there. But again, no certainty. This one here is quite prominent. This almost looks like a boat.
Hmm.
The one earlier in the line, the one under the hand, that top tick is not there at all. It's either hidden in the hand above it or it's just not there.
The hand. Hang on.
In the word for there, D, here. D. Underneath it, there's a little.
Oh, where's the D?
Way too many annotations on the
Fred-
screen. You see it. Let me take all the. Let me clean up.
Just look forward like half a line.
Here's somewhere.
Right there. Boom.
Oh, there we go.
Under the hand. Under the D.
Oh, here. Oh,
Left,
yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
and there really looks. Oh, okay, so a little there,
Oh, that's
and
so
he really just goes like bow hook thing. He goes like that.
Yeah, that's actually a great hint. You're right. Just looking at those. I mean, you would assume when you abbreviate it, you keep sort of the same stroke order.
Hmm.
Oh, but this is a ligature. So he comes. Okay, let's do this one. Great. Great hint.
Not really, because it's the D, then the I. Oh no, it's the T, and then
So what's going on is here you have the
no,
D.
that's the T is there from the set, so the I is a little.
This is the
Yeah,
I.
so this is the I.
Then he comes down. Then he does something like this.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it looks to me like he does this,
To the top.
which is essentially
Just the-
sort of the only difference to what I was doing before is this seems to be going right and not in. I was thinking it was something like coming like from left and right towards the center, and this here suggests otherwise. Just looking at the shape here. This looks like it's going out, not coming in.
Mhm.
Where's that time machine?
Hmm.
Huh. Interesting stuff. Hang on. So then a gigantic H, very small car. There isn't much left of this B2 man, is there?
That's the variation. That's the other version to write it. We had it before.
Oh yeah, we just looked it up like a week or two ago. You're
Yeah.
right. Okay, so that's that. Set, EU, set again. Erie, and here you can really see how he does the ear. That one I didn't know initially. I just figured it out by myself by like playing. The only way that it seemed to work is if you start with the pupil and then basically make your way back. And I just found a great confirmation because that shows you this is the final stroke.
This is definitely fine. However,
Next.
I kind of write it a bit differently because I like to write the horizontal first, and then you can find the middle very easily. So I go horizontal and then the triangle, let's say, and then last the right one.
So you're doing this basically.
Yes.
Not bad either.
Yeah.
Just a bit more effort, isn't it? But I mean, you have to go back, but
A little
could work.
bit. A little bit, but it makes it easier to find like a middle of the eye. So you have like a baseline of the eye, you know, even if you want to curve it, sometimes it's curved a little bit, and then you can find the points or the bits of the eye more easily, I think. Well, it's just my feeling.
It could be. So you're saying like this, and then like
Yeah.
this.
And then there's
Never thought of that. That's interesting. Could be. I think they both work. That could work too. Huh. And then our Hefer. That one's clear. This is not. Whatever is going on there.
The R is clear, the stroke, yeah, and kind of blurs into the Y1.
I think he X'd something out here. Looks like there was. I don't know why, but
I don't know if it's off or if it's just
No,
damaged.
that's a scroll, isn't it? You have the R and then the scroll under the
Yes.
wiggly line.
go again. I'm sorry.
So you have the header, then the R, the mouth, the wiggly on top, and
Oh, that's the book roll. I see what you're saying. You're right. That's what that is.
yeah,
That's just a book roll. Okay, that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
Cool. I didn't see that. You're right. And then Z, vertical T. Okay, so far so good. MY. That just has to be like this, you would think. MY Sherry. This is Nafra. Or Nafrat, I guess.
Hmm.
And House. Nen, okay, that part is all familiar. Me. And could. I'm not sure if we had could before, but looks quite straightforward. Could is the N actually pronounced in that word? Is it Kednu or Kedu, or how do you actually say that? For some reason, the N isn't there, but I could be wrong. Am I making this up?
No, I think it's just me, kid.
So what's the jar doing in there?
Great question.
Yeah.
Let's see what I think it is good, like you said. Something at the
Yeah, I
back.
found it also as Mikad.
Right.
Ked.
It could, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's kind of weird.
Mm.
So just take note. Mikedis. Mikedis. Empar. Ta. Okay. Ta Elgir. Elgirif. Okie doke. Shall we leave it here or should we move into the next one? We have 4 more minutes.
I had one more question. I
Yes,
think
sir.
I've asked this before and I forgot what we said, but sometimes EU is written with the rope coil and sometimes it's written with the coil chick. And do we know what makes the difference?
EU, right?
Yeah, EU, like right
Mhm.
here.
Right here, yeah. Oops. Could that
Or
just be a degree of formality or something? Oh, no, you're right.
like they're just right next to each other and they're different.
Phew, very true.
So here. Okay, nobody knows.
Interesting.
No. But now I'm wondering if it is conditioned by the word that it's in, or if then free variation. Like,
Well, those are both the EU particle, right? Are you talking about like
Mhm.
the verb that comes?
yeah, I'm more wondering like if you're writing the same thing like US, UF, and so on, you write them all the time. And I'm wondering if it makes a difference of what comes after. Like, is it always the full U, the full W in US, the simplified one in UF or something?
Yeah, we have to do some analysis. Then we like here in both cases, it's like you said, isn't it? With a quail check.
Right.
So you said
Yeah.
I mean, for example, these
Oh,
two,
wait,
what it
wait.
is.
Go
So
go
that-
up to look at the very end of line 1 and the very end of line 2. It's US with the quail chick and then US with the scroll here. So end of that line with the quail chick, and then the
You
next
see?
line US, same thing with the scroll.
I'm trying to find the one in the next line. Help me out. Where is it?
It's the very end of this first line
Here,
and
yes.
then the very end of the second line. Yeah.
Yep,
One's
there you
quail
are.
chick,
Yeah.
one's scroll, and it's both. It's the same.
Okay, there goes the theory.
There goes the theory. So it's not conditioned by what comes after. They're just in free variation.
Huh.
So much for that. Okay, all right.
I have to confess, I never even thought about it. I just read it and take it for what it is, and I never even thought about the difference.
Yeah. Well, I think Alan says something about like the coil is more common in hieratic, and I think that's true because it's a very simple hieratic sign, but it's not universal in hieratic, at least in this document. So I was just sort of wondering if anybody had noticed a pattern.
No, you're absolutely right. It's kind of fascinating because, I mean, if it were always the same in the same word, like I was postulating a moment ago, that would make some sense. But why do you change the letter shape?
Wasn't it like originally like the curl thing is like a replacement of the quail chick because it was easier to write, kind of like a jiajiezi kind of thing.
Mhm.
And then if you go to hieratic, they are really both very easy. So maybe kind of like that's why they're kind of like equal because like one is representing the other.
That goes back to something that Aaron was saying a few weeks back, namely, did they just do it for the fun of it? Again, like in Chinese calligraphy, that you vary because you can to show your skill rather than just always doing the same
Yeah.
thing. Might
Oh
as well
God,
be
like in
something.
older scripts, they're all the time just don't write the characters that they mean. They just leave out the radical or whatnot. Like for example, the way with a word character, and they don't write the word character. They write stomach really, and then but stomach wouldn't make sense in this case. So you know that it is he says or something.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Mhm. Yeah,
all the
that
time.
There's some examples in cuneiform where it's really pretty obvious that's what's going on, where it's like, look how many signs I know, and they never write the same word the same different every time. Like what? But other things like merchants writing to each other where they only know like 90 signs and it's very regular spelling is quite interesting. It's like, you know, scribal artistry versus I'm just writing a business letter. I don't care if it looks nice.
I mean,
I mean, there's definitely no difference here, right? I mean, these
No.
U's are doing the
Yeah.
exact, they're not, there's nothing different about it.
no,
Yeah.
but that's the thing.
That
There's
is
really
so
nothing different.
interesting. Yeah.
I'm really thinking he's using two variant signs just because he can. Because hey, it's prettier, it's more interesting. It's really the only logic I can come up with for this one.
Yeah. I mean, we do that in English typography too. Like one of the complaints I've heard about computer typography is that the letters all look the same, whereas when we use letterpress, each individual instance of the letter wears differently. And so when you look at a page of a letterpress printed book, there's slight variations in the shape of all the letters. Some of them are more worn than others. And that gives a different feeling when you look at it than when it's perfect and identical all the way down. And so some people actually design fonts, like 5 different E's that they randomly substitute to recreate that effect.
Wow.
And subtler than actually changing the letter shape, but
I mean, that is true about, like, for example, the early handwritten fonts, right? Like when that first came out in Word, you had everybody was doing it, I think, just because, oh, it was so cool in the 90s. Let's make a document in italics handwritten. But it always had this uncanny valley effect to it. It looks too standard. It somehow looks
everything, yeah.
It just doesn't look right. So you're right, that could be part of it. Guys, we have to. I apologize, but see you all
Yep, sorry.
Tuesday.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Next week.
Have a good
See
week.
you.